Welcome to the new subscribers. Much appreciate you guys. Thank you for the coffee, JCK CPA. Appreciate it. Uh, where should I start? It's so much has been going on in there. We're seeing it, even that if you watch the report from last night, that energy that it comes in there, it's gonna begin to going to places that you're gonna be having an issue of identifying the issue. Why? Every time when there is this cardinal changes, particularly when the moon is opposing something in Aries, I spoke about this before. That is going to be the relationship is going to trigger the self-identity within Aries. I identified with this. But since it right now we have a Jupiter and the Sun, and that is at the Cancer, and particularly the Sun and Jupiter are squaring Saturn, and the Moon is opposing Saturn. That is going to be this contractions. There's going to be these limitations. Oh, it's not this, it's not that, or is not within this, and you can go around of self, family, and relationship all around, like what I called, when there is a T square, particularly, kind of like going, around in a circle of hell, which is repeating the same thing over and over. This is what is going to be happening most of the day in there. You're going to be searching how to identify the main issues, the real situations in there. That can trigger to a lot of stuff, particularly that we don't know what actually is going to be happening because of a lot of deep transformations been coming out. The deep transformations coming from Pluto that's trining Venus and Uranus, sudden changes, sudden aha moments, sudden revelations. Okay, the moon it's trining all this. Talking about Venus and Uranus and Pluto. All of a sudden, the soul is coming out. Is like, take a look. The issue is somewhere else. Maybe a past life, maybe a past situations, maybe this and so on. Don't drag that past if you are getting it from yesterday's reports in there. And now we're going to be seeing it that first lesson is like, where should I understand? How should I act and react within all these situations? Because the moon is in Libra, right? It is about relationship, but she is going to be at 7 o'clock in the morning, which is going to be some hard situations in there. The ascendant is going to be at with Mercury opposing Pluto. I don't want to change this. I don't want to transform into this in there. And when we have these oppositions with the moon, that it's opposing Saturn and Neptune, and T square in that T square with the Sun and Jupiter, here is. We don't know if we have to grow in this. We don't know if this is the right thing. We don't know if it is the right place at the right time, the right relationship. I'm the right person. It is the right way, a path of life. Holy smoke, you don't know where to go. So now the intuition is looking at for revising the evolution of humanity, have these evolutions that it's coming, and how this is affecting in the material world, right? So this is going to be a lot of revaluations done, a lot of deep inner work that is going to be coming in and trigger with all this. All right, talking about later on at 8 and 9 o'clock, the energy is going to be a little bit more calmed down in there until we're getting into 10 o'clock energies. That's going to be the midheaven with Venus energies. That is going to bring this sudden change, just like, wait a minute, what the heck I'm doing? Wait a minute, is that my old self? Wait a minute, this is old patterns. Wait a minute, I need to go deep. And we're talking about the intuition is going to be searching for this within, since the inner work is going to be with Venus and Uranus. It's going to be a sudden changes, right? And Uranus is in the last degrees of Taurus. This basically like, this is your last limit, kind of like I'm going to be going into a Gemini in there. so you can learn how to socialize. Okay, but then I'm going to come back, and for people who have not finished the business, I'm going to have them finish the business before I actually move into Gemini. So with that time at 10 o'clock, Mars is coming up into the event horizon. He's going to be looking. You're going to be looking at that honor, dignity, this power within yourself about changing the needs from within you. All right, not much is gonna go except 12 and 1 o'clock, in particularly 1 o'clock mostly. This is gonna be kind of like the boiling point, today that the moon is gonna come out in the horizon. And now the intuition is like, no, those situations cannot be like this. No, that it cannot be like that. Seeking confrontations with the sun, within the authorities, challenges the authorities, and they are trying not to fight the real authorities because now it's not the right time, but it's about you to seek within you more about the truth, because sometimes when you do things, you don't know the whole the truth, right? And there is going to be this illusions and disillusions that are going to come from Neptune as well. So be mindful that Neptune, when it squares Jupiter particularly, that is I don't see myself grow. I don't see this could be the right thing for you, right? I don't see that growth. I don't see that could be right for you. But don't look at it, look at it also the other side, that you may be knowing something that is not true, because Neptune is also the ruler of illusions, of programming yourself, belief of something that is not real. So with that energies in there, with the Neptune being in Aries, this is kind of like I'm illusionizing myself. But the moon is going to be opposing it, challenging this, and this can bring this dynamic between self, family, which is Sun and Jupiter and Cancer, and relationship, which is the moon is at Libra. What is your partnerships? Okay, partnerships can be a business ships for a lot of this getting it together. It doesn't have to be, marriage, right? Your relationships with others, but they are coming from the relationship from within you. And now this Libra area situations that it's coming, it is asking for what has to be done. So if you're taking a Saturn and Neptune, they are going to asking you to go to Uranus and Venus, seeking it deeply within your love, changing the love from within. It's going to asking you to go to Pluto, and then you can go to your intuition. Otherwise, you're going to be ending on a conflict. So what does I mean by that? So here is a Saturn and Neptune. You see, if you're going against these energies of the moon, this cross is like no choices, right? You have to deal with this. Yes, you do. You do have a choices, but the choices what they are. See, a Saturn and Neptune is sextiling Venus and Uranus, and Venus and Uranus, they're going into the moon at Libra. That moon in Libra is going to Pluto, right? You're changing and transforming yourself by looking at the limitations of self-limitations from within you. Now that energy will go in what? It's going to go to a Mercury, right? From Mercury is going to be going into the moon. So there is a lot of energies that needs to be looked at. Your intuition, your ability to talk, your ability to communicate from within without any what? Prejudgment, without pointing fingers. Aries, right? Aries is never wrong, right? So seeing it within this, those energies can affect you so much. So stay tuned within this. Later on, the communications is not going to be going well. We're talking about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Mercury opposing Pluto, particularly there at the third degree in there of Pluto. Pluto is retrograde. Is like, wait a minute, let me go back. Have you learned that? Have you get in there? And some of you is going to feel like, I don't want to talk. It is. That's the way of the energies is. And that energy is going to come out more even stronger at 4 o'clock, because at 4 o'clock, the event horizon is going to be with the both Liliths. Liliths are going to be at T-squaring Pluto and Mercury. that is a when I see those aspects in the people's charts, usually that it's talking about what? A silent treatment, lack of transformations. Oh, I cannot get in there. I'm gonna hiding what I am. I'm gonna hiding things from within me. I'm gonna be getting it in there. But the authority, which is the sun and Jupiter, is like looking about, is like you need to find your honor, you need to find your power, you need to find your strength, you need to go deep. How do we know that? Right? How do we know that? All right. Well, here how we know this. All right. So here is Pluto. Here it's that it's opposing Mercury, and we have the event horizon, which is the ascendant, right? With the both Liliths. They are right in here. Okay, the one actually, the true Lilith is right in the ascendant. So now we have this T-squaring here, and here is Mercury. We don't want to talk. I don't want to change. I don't want to transform, and I have to look in there, right? But Pluto is in a yacht with the Sun and Mars. Is that Sun and Mars is like go ahead and change. You need to transform. You need to change. You need to look at that intuition switch in yourself. You need to go back into me to authorize what your action is, because right now the authority, which is the sun, it is where at Cancer, and now that authority in there is sextiling Mars, and Mars is going back into Lilith as the authority, and Jupiter the growth. It tells you go find the truth. Go find the truth hidden in the shadow. And this is gonna be tough time for some, because if you have not learned how to look within your shadow, how to really says like, okay, all right, I'm pointing one finger towards another person, but there is a three fingers pointing at me. Where I should look at? Should look at first at me. So that energy at 4 o'clock is going to be calmed down later on. We are going to have some pretty good at 7 o'clock energy is going to be able to help us out a little bit with this. It's kind of like a calm before the storm. So use that time to calm yourself out in there. Because later on, when the ascendant is going to be at Capricorn, we're going to have all this squaring again. But this time, midheaven is where in the shadow. And this is where it's important that by 9 o'clock, you better put all your things together so you can look at into the shadow from within. So here's the inner work with the both Liliths that it's coming. Now that energy of Mars and the Sun, which is coming down and descending here, you're going to see that around 9 p.m. the Sun is going down. Okay. Now we see that Mars, it's coming here, and he's involved with all this. He's like finding the strength, finding the power, okay? And there is going to be some divine communications that you need to do. But this lesson, we are going to be learning what? We're going to be learning when this is going to be a full moon. And to tell you for all this, for because you guys wants to know, I'm going to be telling you how the full moon is going to look like. There he is. Right? We are going to be dealing with that sun, but there is this beautiful, beautiful what? Kite. And everything is going to be coming from Saturn and Neptune, and where are you going in life? Right? And it is going to go to the moon. But this is going to be leading you that your intuition has to go back home, but the authority have to do some work. Okay, and this is going to be kind of like you see things a little bit in advance from within your own self. All right, so yeah, so this is going to be pretty much the report for today, and I'm going to give you a heads up in the morning since you guys want to know. Okay. Okay, it goes. All right. Well, in the morning, the moon, okay, she's going to be coming out of this situations with the sun. We are going to be seeing less confrontations in there, but we are going to be seeing it that this Lilith is going to be playing a crucial role. They're going to be together. They're going to be coming out in there. The inner work at 7 o'clock is going to be pointing out towards the shadow. So, with the energies that you're going, if you cannot find the answers in there, asking yourself a questions before you go to bed, and you will see that in the morning, either you're going to have a visions about this, or your mind is going to be learning how to processing that truth within. It's going to be some very beautiful, in a way, energy. A lot of masculine energies is going to be pointing out, particularly a people who have something within the ninth degree. Take a 5 degrees plus minus from each side in there, because there's going to be some yacht made it between Mars and the boat Lilith. But that is it about your true self in there. Okay? So if you have anything from the 5th till the 14th degree of Aries, particularly if that is a Chiron in there, you're going to be seeing a lot of healing coming towards you by yourself. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Much love to you guys.